Hey everybody, happy Sunday and happy race day. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 benefits of jumping into random races in your training program. So let's get right into it. As you know, my name is Nick Lawrence, 2-time Ironman, and I am aiming to do my next Ironman in under 12 hours, and that'll be in next July. So in the meantime, I've been doing all I can to increase my speed in the off season, to allow that goal to be feasible. One, and this will be the first the first benefit of jumping into random races when you're in training. The first benefit is your being in the race environment really allows you to put in your maximum effort. Seldomly are you able to really put out a full effort in a training run, and you wouldn't even want to be honest. You might push really hard on your interval days, your track days, or even a threshold workout, but there's something about being in that race environment that lets you kind of throw your numbers to the side and just race with the crowd and race with the other racers that are there. Really, depending on your personality, allowing you to put your best foot forward, no pun intended. But so, for instance, today, I planned on maybe holding a 9-minute pace average for the whole 10K, and I would have been happy with that effort. But I chose to allow myself to use the crowd to my advantage and use the other runners to my advantage, and I really let myself run faster than I normally would have wanted to. So with that, I started out at an 8-minute 40 pace and pretty much held between 8:20 and 8 minutes for the whole entire race, allowing me to get a new PR. So I PR'd with 51 minutes and ended up getting second place in my age group, actually, which I was also pretty happy with. Now, I snuck the second main benefit in there in that little story, and that is it gives you a place to push past your limits. This is different than putting out your maximum effort. Maximum effort, you're looking at it as all right, this is a race, so I'm gonna allow myself to work harder than I would in training. But being with other runners, and runners who are faster than you more specifically, there's this psychological effect that, as maybe this is just my competitive nature, but as faster runners are running past you, there's a part of you that wants to hold their tail and not let them gain too much distance on you. Or even as you're coming down the last mile stretch, and this happened to me personally, if you see somebody a few hundred feet or 100 yards in front of you, mentally, I think to gain on that person and push, even if I'm completely exhausted, my heart rate's just been holding 180, 190, I'll see that person in front of me 200 feet and make myself go faster to pass them. And then as I'm passing them, I'm already looking to the next person in front of me now, or in front of them, to then pass them. So as I was running, I was calling this chasing backs. So obviously, if you're not a leading runner, I'm not running in first place, and there's not somebody to literally compete with and push me to dominate a race, but you can do this with even passing people. Just how many people can I pass? If there's only a half mile left in the race and you see somebody like a good bit ahead of you, like, can I catch them before the end of the race? And like, just that alone is gonna, like, if you don't PR, because of the type of course, it could be hilly versus flat or somewhat downhill. If you don't PR, you'll at least put out a better effort with that in your mind. And it'll give you something to be proud of. Like, yeah, I really pushed that one. I really gave it my all. So that's number 2. Push harder. The third, and depending on who you are, your personality, if you like to make new friends in the running community, being at events like this, you're like surrounded by all like-minded people. It's not a normal thing to be, going out and showing up to races in your free time, running and training in your free time, and even like aiming to get better at this, very specific sport. So like, when you get to be completely surrounded by like-minded individuals, or at least people who have a similar hobby and desire, it's a really nice feeling. And those are like the types of friends that you want to develop a friendship with, and maybe like get yourself into a run club, or at least like, if you start going to more and more events in like a certain neighborhood, you start to know like who like the runners are. You get to know who the people are, and you really start to develop a bond with the community. And that bond and those friendships and like just knowing people is gonna give you a lot more longevity in the sport. It'll push you harder because you'll actually have like friends to not just compete with, but friends to run with. It'll make you want to show up to your long runs, things like that. So just to summarize, the 3 benefits of jumping into random races: 1, it allows you to put out a maximum effort that you wouldn't normally do in training. 2, it'll allow you to push past your limits through the spirit of competition. And 3, you can make friends and become part of a community that really will boost your longevity in the sport. So I hope you like this video. It's a bit more structured than my previous ones, but let me know what you think in the comments.